Hello, it's Blue! So 2018 is coming to an end, so I thought it'd be a perfect time to show you my album collection from this year. I started buying albums in August-ish. I got my first albums in June, but I didn't think it was going to be something that I was going to do. I was going to continuously buy albums until August. I have bought all of these with my own money except for two that were birthday presents. I only really buy Korean albums. I don't buy Japanese albums. I have one Japanese album and that was because it was in HMV. Also haven't really started buying girl group albums yet. There are ones that I want to buy, I just haven't gotten around to getting them. I'm going to be doing this collection from least to most amount of albums, if you get what I mean, like the groups have the least amount of albums to the most amount of albums, and I'm going to be explaining my plans after I show the collection, which is now. So starting off with artists I only have one album of. I have got Seven's Present You and I got the Young J version. I really want to get the repackage of this, it's so good, I just haven't gotten around to getting it yet. I also have Astro's Rise Up. Everybody's talking about them possibly disbanding next year, which makes it really sad because this is a really good album. I have Kpop's album Face. I have the white version and I also got the Polaroid with that, which I was really happy about because I saw barely anybody getting it and I was just, I don't know, I was really happy with that. I have Day6's Shoot Me Part 1. I have ATEEZ's Treasure. I absolutely love this. This is maybe one of my favorite debuts of the year. Twice's Twicegram. Forget about this. I accidentally damaged it and I bought loads of stickers to cover it up with. This is my only girl group album. I really want to get some more Twice albums. I just really haven't gotten around to doing it yet. It's a pretty good album. I think it's really cute. And then I also have EXO's Don't Mess Up My Tempo. I don't know what version this is. It's Allegro? It's a version. Moving on, we have Pentagon, and I just have the Positive, and I also have Thumbs Up. Now I'm going to talk about this later, but Pentagon is really not a group I see myself collecting. I'd like to buy all their albums in the future, when they come out with new stuff, but I'm not sure if I want to go back and buy old stuff just because of controversy, that kind of stuff. And moving on to 17, I have 17's special album, both versions of that. They were my first 17 albums, so I really love them. And then I also have You Make My Day, the Meet version, the Follow version, and the Set the Sun version. And then just in case you're wondering, I have Thea in the Meet version, in the Follow version, I have S. Coops, and in the Set the Sun version, I have Joshua. Oh my god, he looks so weird there. And then surprisingly enough, the next artist we have is BTS. I have BTS Too Cool for School. I have BTS Oh Are You Late Too. I have BTS Love Yourself Her, the V version. BTS Love Yourself Tear, It's So Dirty. Please do not take any notes of that. I have the O version. BTS Love Yourself Answer. I have the L version. And then I also have BTS Face Yourself, which is the only Japanese album I own, and I haven't been able to listen to it recently because it makes me really sad because Let Go has just been making me cry like crazy recently. Next artist is Stray Kids, which I actually have the full collection for. So I have Mixtape, I have I Am Not. I actually do not remember which version is which, so I have both versions of I Am Not, both versions of I Am Who, and both versions of I Am You. That's the last one I added to the collection. I'm so excited to hear new Stray Kids music whenever they bring that out. Yeah, so I love that collection very much. It's very tall and low. Now moving on to the Boyz, who make my collection look so big because their albums are huge. So I have the Boyz, the first mini album, The Start. I only have one version of that, and then I have the Boyz second mini album. I really don't remember version names. I'm really bad at version names. So we have both versions of that. And then we have the Boyz' most recent release, their third mini album, The Only. So the No Air version, the In the Air version, and the Off Air version, the limited edition version of that. I'm going to move these to the side because they're so huge. And then I also have the first single album, the Real version and the Dream version. I'm pretty sure that's what they're called. Please tell me that's what they're called. This was actually the first time I ever got both versions of an album, which is really cool. I really love it. It's such a good, I just love it so much. So the last part of my collection is NCT. So I have both versions of NCT 127, regular, irregular, the regular version and the irregular version. my least favorite packaging of the year, but one of my favorite albums of the year. I really love that. NCT 127 Regulate. I have the Taeyong version and I have the Win version. For some reason, SM was like, let's make our albums as big as we possibly can. I just got these random, so I was really happy to get Win, who's one of my biases from NCT. I love him so much. Oh my god, I love you. Oh. NCT 2018 Empathy, the Dream version and the Reality version. I think I prefer the Reality version. I just love it so much. I think it's so pretty, but I do love this version. Oh, I don't know. And then finally for NCT Dream, we have their first mini album, their first single album. This is so cute. It's so tiny. That's my hand and that's the size of the album. And then lastly, we have NCT's Dreams We Go Up, their second mini album, their first mini album with all the members, and last mini album with all the members. That's so sad. Oh my god, I'm really sad. This is making me really sad. But that's my biggest collection. So that's everything from the collection part. I know it's not as big as other people's, but I have just started this year, so I'm really proud of what I've done so far, and I'm really proud that I bought everything myself, and that's really important to me. But I thought I'd just go through some of my plans for buying albums in the future, in the upcoming year, and what I'm planning on buying and all that kind of stuff. So starting off with my alt groups and starting off with BTS, I really don't see myself, at least for the first part of the year, going back to old albums and only kind of keeping up to date with new releases. Purely for the reason is that there's just so many and it's very overwhelming. I have no idea where to start, and there's so many different versions. Like they have so many like 4 version albums, which is I don't like albums in 4 versions. It's too much for me. It's just a lot. It's a lot of money. I mean, if I hadn't gone to the BTS concert, I probably could have used like all the money that I spent on the BTS concert on like buying all the albums. I might be able to have all the albums if I hadn't spent all that money on the concert, but I just thought that the concert was very important, kind of like a once in a lifetime thing. Probably never gonna see them again. I don't know if they're gonna come back here. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get tickets. If they do, they weren't here, they were in London. But going forward at the moment, with my current financial state, I am only going to buy multiple versions if it's 3 or less versions. If it's 4 versions, I'll only buy 1, just because that's all I can allow myself at the moment. Not because I don't love them, not because I don't want to, just because I don't have the money for that. Moving on to NCT, there's only a few NCT 127 albums I'm missing. I'm not planning, I think it's Limitless. Limitless is that big, bulky one that I don't like the packaging of. I'm not planning on buying all 3 versions of that, because I know there's 3 versions of that, but I don't think I'll want to buy all 3 versions of that. But there's not much I'm missing when it comes to NCT 127. I have all the NCT Dream albums, so I'll just keep up to date on that. I know going forward there won't be any Mark in NCT Dream, but I'll still load them anyway. Like, they're my favorite unit in NCT, so woohoo. NCT Vision, I'm really excited for them to debut. I'm just really I'm kind of concerned about the album in that, because it's going to be a Chinese album. I would have to assume it's NCT China. Yes, it's gonna be a Chinese album. And all I'm thinking of is Lay's solo album. His most recent solo album was like nearly impossible to find, and it was also really expensive when you did find it. So I'm kind of concerned about NCT Vision's upcoming debut. I hope that it will be easy to find, and I hope that it won't be massively expensive. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I will want to buy it anyway. I'm just, I'm concerned about when they're going to debut, because they're supposed to debut this year, and I'm really excited for that debut. I'm just wondering what the actual album is going to be like, if it's going to be like other K-pop albums, or what it's going to be like. I don't know. But Lay's album, it was half Chinese, half English. It was a really good album from what I've seen in unboxings, so hopefully it'll be something good. I'm really hoping. I'm hoping for at least one NCT Dream comeback. I'm pretty sure there's going to be like a few NCT 127 comebacks. I would really love an NCT U album, and maybe a new unit. Even if we just get news of a new unit, I'd really love that. But I think maybe any new units might be under the umbrella of NCT U, but I'd really love like a full NCTU album. I think that would be really, really cool. They could do like small groups. I just think it would do really well. SM. Lastly, for my ults, we have Stray Kids. Now I have their full collection, so it's just going to be me continuing to buy their albums as they come out. And as you saw, I only had one Japanese album. I can't really justify spending loads of money on albums. I'm never usually the biggest fan of anyway. I do like some Japanese albums, but they're never like my favorite album from the artist, if you get what I mean. I really liked NCT 127's last Japanese release, but in general, I'm not like a Japanese album stan or whatever. Stray Kids, pending the price, could be the only group that I will consider buying Japanese albums for. Because right now, like, Japanese albums are so expensive. I don't really know why. But I do know why. It's because they have to put in like way more extra work to make those albums, I'd say, because they're not Japanese speaking people. I don't know if Stray Kids will bring out a Japanese release. They might, they mightn't. I really don't know where they're gonna go. If they're gonna like do maybe like a mini album and then like a full album. I'd love to see a full album from Stray Kids this year. It might be towards the end of the year though. I don't know. I mean, in my head, in my fantasy like perfect world, what Stray Kids would do is like one more mini album, maybe like a single album, so that they can work really hard on a full album and then bring out a full album at the end of the year. That would be what I would do if I was like in control. I'd have like a mini album, a single album, and then a full album, and then they can do whatever else they want. Keeping on the topic of like rookie legends, ATEEZ and the Boyz. So I have ATEEZ's debut album, and that's only one version of that, so that was really, really nice. I want to keep up to date with everything. I think they're planning a comeback. I know that. I've seen like a load of people talking about a comeback coming towards us, so I'll support them in whatever comebacks that they have this year. I'd say it's all just going to be Korean mini albums, maybe a single album. I don't know. I'd love to see where they're gonna go. I'd really love for them to win like a rookie award next year because they're so good. ATEEZ, quality music. Then the Boyz, again, I'm just missing one album that I can buy. I know that they had like a limited edition album for their first mini album. I'm pretty sure it has like a pink side on it, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to find that anywhere unless somebody's like reselling it, or like, yes, somebody's like selling it secondhand, which I probably won't be able to find. So there's just one album that I'm missing, and then it's just a matter of keeping up to date. I would want to keep up to date with their future endeavors. Kind of keeping on the same topic of rookies is people who will be debuting next year. Big Hit are going to be debuting a new boy group. I want to check those out. I probably want to buy their album. Hopefully, Big Hit, no more 4-version albums. I don't like 4-version albums. I feel like there's no point in having any more than 3 versions of an album. Unless it's for like Love Yourself is all it kind of worked for, and that's it. Other than that, I really, really like, I know that selling 2 versions of an album is a money-making scheme, but like it's really just like, I don't like 4 versions. It's so pedantic, so extra. And then when the group for YG Treasure Box is confirmed, my heart, there's like 2-3 members I really, really, really want to debut, and then there's other people like I would like to debut, but there's like 3 members I really, really want to debut. But anyway, no matter if those members are in the group or not, I will probably want to support the group, so whenever they debut, I will want to buy their albums. Just please, YG, don't mess this up. You have some really talented people in there that you are ignoring and you are putting on the bench. And you're not even ignoring, you're seeing the talent, you're just ignoring to appreciate said talent. And I think you're doing it because the people I want to debut are in Treasure A, and they are older and they are more emotionally stable. You want to make us cry, you want to make us, YG wants to make us cry, and YG wants to make us frustrated, because that's going to make us more intensely fans of who he's debuting. Ugh. 17 is another group that I'm missing a lot of albums for, I'm missing most of their albums. I'm not going to be touching their Japanese stuff, but like they do have like 4 versions of loads of albums that are expensive, and so I don't see myself going very far back into 17's discography, just going to be buying it as it comes out. They just released their most recent MV today, which Got7. They have just released their repackaged album of, it's like Present You and Me or something like that. I really want to get that, and I really want to go back in their older stuff. I really do like a lot of their older stuff, just haven't gone back to it yet. And they don't have as much as other groups do, like when it comes to discography, and like they're a group that I wouldn't mind only having one version. I'd like to have more than one version, but I wouldn't mind starting with one version, if you get what I mean. So yeah, Got7, a group I'd love to go back and buy more on. Again, Day 6 is the same. I'd love to go back and buy more on Day 6. I really like their most recent release, so I will want to get that. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. It's Christmas, it's a very, very expensive time. SHINee, again, I don't have any like SHINee group albums, but I would really like to get some SHINee group albums. And Onu's most recent, why am I saying most recent? Onu's solo debut that he made as a gift to his fans before his enlistment. He's in the army now. I saw a little picture of him in the army and he looked so cute. He looked really happy. Oh my god. It's kind of like emotional, but at the same time, like, I'm happy he looks happy. Monsta X is a group I have no albums, but I do want to get their albums. I really love their most recent release, and Shootout was really, really good, and I think this could be like the start of Monsta X's success in Korea, because they had so many wins on Shootout and you could see it on their faces that they weren't expecting that. And so I think that this could be really good for Monsta X if they get more popular in Korea, because as we all know, it is good to be popular in foreign countries, but it is very important to be popular in Korea. Pentagon, I do not see myself. I'm gonna say this now, I'm probably not going to go back and buy their older albums. I got into Pentagon a month before everything with E'Dawn and Hyuna happened, and I was really sad because I just bought their album like quite literally the week before the E'Dawn and Hyuna announcement was. So like that was very frustrating, and so I hadn't like dove deep into Pentagon, so I still am like, I don't really like recognize all their older stuff. I mainly just listen to Positive and Thumbs Up, so I will want to continue supporting them because I did like Thumbs Up, and I do think that they can do really, really well without E'Dawn. I'm just finding it hard to go back on the old E'Dawn stuff. I know I can usually, you can separate the artist from the art. I just don't want to. So there's also the thing, I forgot to mention debut, so there's also the thing of E'Dawn and Hyuna being separate from Cube now. I like, from what they're doing on their social media, I wouldn't be surprised if they debut together, especially because they were in Triple H together, and it's obvious that they just put Hui there so that they could like distract people from the fact that they were in a relationship. Hui being the best third wheel ever, but if they debut together, I'd love to check that stuff out. I'd love to buy that stuff. If they debut separately, again, I'd like to check out that stuff, and I'd like to, you know, support that. But I'm just not going back on all Pentagon stuff. That's just set. EXO, I only have one album of. I was going to buy Love Shot, but then I spent a lot of money, and so I didn't. But I really love that song as well. That's a really good song. I haven't dove deeply into their older music yet, but I know that it is good stuff, so I will buy their albums as I kind of listen to them, if you get what I mean. I'm just not sure if I'm gonna like dive into the old stuff so quickly. And then lastly, girl groups. You saw I only had one girl group album, and that was Twice. I really do like Twice. It's not that like I don't like girl groups, and it's not that I'm just going to be like a boy group stan and just stay in my boy group like lane. This was my first year getting into K-pop, so it would just be very overwhelming to like focus on so much. And at the same time as well, like I do want to get into girl groups, but I don't want to like force myself to like something. I've heard of people being like, oh, I saw this light stick, or I saw this group's cover and I just really liked it, so I kind of forced myself to like them, and I was like, I don't want to force myself to like a group. I will only get into a girl group and like a girl group, collect a girl group, like buy albums from a girl group if I actually like them. Like, I'm not gonna force myself to do it. So girl groups that I'm thinking of either buying or listening to twice. IG1, I really like their debut. I was going to buy their album and I don't know why I didn't at this stage, but I didn't, and that's that, and I will probably buy it in the future. Blackpink, if they show a little bit more consistency, would love. I think they're really good. I just need to see a bit more consistency coming from them when it comes to, they only have one physical release. Like, I could buy that very easily, but yeah, I think I just need to see a bit more of a consistency. I'd like to check out Idol. I'm pretty sure they're called Idol. I know it's like G-Idol, but I'm pretty sure it's just Idol. I'd like to check them out, and I'd like to check out Luna. And then I really liked something by Weki Meki, and I was really close to buying their album. I didn't, and I have no idea why I didn't at this stage. Again, like, oh my god, I was filming for 22 minutes. Ugh. This is gonna be a pain to edit. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to post notifications. Remember, you say genius, I think me UV. All my socials will be linked down below, and I will see you when I see you. Okay, bye! Oh my god, I talk so much, I'm out of breath.